the last video we discussed about the interface. In this video we will be discussing regarding sketching and dimensioning. So to create a sketch, you have to select first a view from the three views for front plane and top plane and right plane. I am going to select the top plane to introduce you. Now since we click on top plane, we needed to go to normal to and then sketch. Normal to brings the plane perpendicular to our view. Now in order to sketch something, we need tools like line, circle, span line, center point arc, rectangles, slots and polygons. There are also fillet options. Now we will draw a simple cubicle. So to draw a cubicle, we have many options. Now here you can see that here is a corner rectangle, which means we have to give the instructions from corner to corner in order to draw a rectangle. In the center rectangle, we have to click and then specify the radius of the rectangle for its span. There are 3-point corner rectangle, which is very useful when we are drawing rectangles within in an enclosed space. There is a 3 points rectangle which is also used in a similar manner, and then there is a parallelogram. I am going to select center rectangle. Now since the center rectangle shows that we need a center, so here we see in red x and y direction. You can also see that the annotation of a view, which is the top view, and this is the x-axis, and this is the z-axis, which annotates the drawing angle of what we are drawing, which is very important and should not be ignored. So since we have a center rectangle, I'll click on the origin and then draw a rectangle in a direction. So as you can see that it also gives me the x and y coordinates for my box. So I'll just draw a simple rectangle and then I'll dimension it. So smart dimension. Now I am going to dimension it side by side. So this side should be equal to 50, and since we are creating a rectangle, so let's say this is 100. So we have defined, so a thing that you should have noted previously, that the lines which have not been dimensioned are of color blue. Here you can see that these are color blue, and since we click on it or identifies, our sketch is underdefined. Underdefined means that we haven't dimensioned it correctly, and there are some sketch entities which can be moved around and are not defined with the dimension tool. So to get rid of that, we just go and dimension it. Since this distance is mentioned of the width, so it is defined that both lines are defined, and since there is a constraint of center, so it is equal from the centers. So that's a constraint. A constraint can be is shown in the green. So this is a horizontal constraint, this is a vertical constraint, and this is a coincident constraint, which means the diagonals of the rectangle meet at a certain point, which shows that our the center of our rectangle. Now as soon as I dimension the vertical as 100, and the sketch is fully defined. Let's modify it. We can modify the dimensions as well. So let dimension it 50. So we have sketched a rectangle. We can, let's cancel, since a yellow arrow shows, which means the sketch is overdefined. So we have sketched a simple rectangle with the help of basic sketch tools, a rectangle. So in the next video we will discuss more of these tools. Thank you very much.